Hello, everyone, and welcome to Road Atlanta. It's Snead's competition design Xfinity series arrives to its first road course of the season. It should be an exciting race tonight, Alan.
Yeah, definitely should be excited for this one. Road Atlanta did get a chance to race in that one at the Petit Le Mans, and that was certainly exciting. So this should be a fun one.
We're waiting for the drivers to begin qualifying. Looks like they get 10 minutes, 2 laps of qualifying here at Road Atlanta. This is going to be a very squirrely race. It's the guy's first road course. Looks like tonight we have about 14 drivers with, it looks like Rhett Tucker ran the fastest lap in practice, running a 1-minute 26-second lap time. Next closest to him was off by 0.3 tenths of a second.
And just did realize that we do have a small technical issue. We will be with you in just a moment here.
Oh, I see. All right, sorry about that, everybody. We're having a few technical difficulties. We're having issues. We're trying a couple of new things out. Just bear with us. It's going to look really good once we finally figure everything out. But right now, it looks like Gabriel Ellison is on the track at this time. Looks like he's run his first lap was a 126.9, which puts him on the pole at this point.
And so far, we've only had 2 racers out there so far, Gabriel Ellison and Josh Bonwell. Looks like Bonwell has finished his run. We do see, looks like Clinton Snead, Max Steck currently out on the track, as Tony Smith has just recorded a 1:34.45. That is, yeah, 7.5 seconds behind the lead. And Justin Lumpkin looks like he struggled with his lap as well at 12.556. Clinton Snead just finished his. Pretty decent lap there, a 1:27.37.
Yeah, so also tonight, I want to point out that new sponsors come on board for the Johnny on the Spot Pole Award. Johnny on the Spot Temporary Site Services is the sponsor for tonight's pole award. So I believe that whoever gets the pole takes home some cash tonight. So I'm not sure how much it is, but we will see who's going to get that pole award here very shortly, because we have about 3.5 minutes left in qualifying. With looks like we've got 6 drivers now that have put down a lap time. Ellison's in the lead right now, still with his 1:26.9, and Josh Bonwell came pretty close. He ran a 1:27.085, not far off of that lap that Ellison laid down. But
Yeah,
we'll see if somebody else can challenge that.
it looks like Clinton Castleberry had some issues a second ago. See if we can't take a look here, see what happened. And yeah, locked up the brakes there and got off the track, just went into that turn a little too hot. So that's obviously going to affect his qualifying time.
Luckily, they get 2 laps, but he doesn't have much time. He's got 2:47 remaining, and he's not going to turn down a lap.
Taking a look at Chris Cinnamon right now, working on his lap. Hasn't put down an official time yet, and I think he's given up.
This is going to be a very tough race because you can see right there, they just get so loose.
Oh yeah, it's
And that's Clinton Snead on his second lap around.
Yeah, and I can tell you from racing the Petite Le Mans a couple of months ago, this is definitely a tough track. It's very difficult. There's some very difficult turns that you can easily just overshoot, and really there's not a whole lot of places to go if that does happen. So these guys really have got to do their best to keep it on the track. Otherwise, you're going to have a torn up car pretty quickly.
Yeah, and it looks like at Road Atlanta, we have 12 turns. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they get through. Now, let me break down how tonight's going to go. They're going to have 2. The first segment is 10 laps. Second segment is 10 laps. The final segment is 30 laps. Now, I'm not sure. I should have asked this question. I don't know if they're doing the, single car spins. Probably won't be a caution tonight. So we're going to see wrecks tonight that are going to happen, and it's going to stay green flag. That will happen. And also want to point out they can go about 20 to 25 laps on a run with fuel. So that final segment really could come down to you're going to have to either save 5 to 10 laps, or you're going to have to come in, get a quick splash, and get back out there and not mess up on pit road.
Yeah, definitely going to be a lot of strategy involved tonight. And should be a fun one. Haven't seen these guys on a road course yet, so I'm really curious to see which one of these guys ends up on top.
I really didn't see during practice. I was watching. I really didn't see anyone that really stood out to me because everybody was having their issues. Pretty much, people were spinning in different places and whatnot. So
Guys on a road.
We will see how it's going to all play out. We got about 14 seconds left on the time slot, and then we're going to be going green flag here for 50 laps at Road Atlanta. This will be my first road course broadcast, Alan. I haven't broadcast the road race yet.
Yeah, I don't believe I have either. So yeah, it's a first time for both of us, but I'm sure it'll be a fun one. Just might be a little difficult to keep up, so we do ask you guys to kind of bear with us throughout today, but we'll do our absolute best.
And it looks like Gabriel Ellison's going to be our winner tonight for the Johnny on the Spot Temporary Site Services Poll Award. So congratulations, Gabriel, on winning the first sponsored poll here in the second season here at North American Sim Racing Association. As we begin to grid, this is something, and you're going to be much better at this than I am, Alan, because I am absolutely horrendous at road racing. I haven't taken the time to fully commit myself to road racing.
Yeah.
And it's bad.
Well, for me, it depends on what car you're racing. So, with the Daytona 24 that just happened this past weekend, I was in that, had a blast doing that. It's such a mental and even physical test, and it's so much fun doing that. But those cars have a lot of grip. They have traction control. They're very, very easy to handle at these road courses compared to these Xfinity cars, which a lot of people refer to as basically bricks on wheels. So, they're not very aerodynamic. They're very heavy in the back. They want to come around in the turns. It's so easy to spin them. Just all you have to do is just get on the throttle just a little bit too soon, and you're going for a ride. So it's so important to just keep your car under control. Don't go into the turns too hot, because you will bring that back end around and end up in a tire wall before you know it. So these guys are just going to, like we said, it really could be a battle of survival. You're just trying to keep that car in one piece, and more importantly, on the track.
It's very interesting you say it that way. I never, I guess because since I'm still at rookie class on the roadside, I didn't realize that all these cars had different things like traction control and whatnot.
Yeah, I do know for a fact that the IMSA cars, the endurance cars, GTEs, LMP cars, GT3s, those do have traction controls. We already have an issue. Oh my goodness!
Big wreck. That's a hard hit for Josh Bonwell, and the green flag is going to stay out. But that car is absolutely trashed.
That's a tough way to begin your race, as it looks like Gabriel Ellison did have a nice start, already a second and a half ahead of second place Clinton Snead. Snead, oh my goodness. This is, like we said, this is going to be a battle of survival. That was Max Steck. We'll take a look at his incident in just a moment. Yeah, his car, I believe, may be done. So let's...
sometimes with these cars, if you hit that just right, there he is. He's towing it back.
Let's go. Let's take a look at Josh Bonwell. Well, that's when the wreck already happened. Let's take a look at Max Steck right now. Take a look and see what happened here. And yeah, just that's that throttle control. Just got back on the throttle a little bit too soon, and he paid for it. So Gabriel Ellison back with still has the lead, but Clinton Snead seems to be catching up to him. Just a little over a second behind, and really these two guys are leaving everybody else in the dust right now.
I will say that I know for a fact that Clinton Snead has been practicing because he's who I got a lot of my notes from tonight about runs and whatnot, and I believe that he is fully ready for tonight's race with the amount of practice that he put in. Oh, and the 16 car is off the track. He's coming back on, though. Tony Smith. Everything's good. He didn't hit anything. He just overshot the corner and handled it really well.
Go back and take a look at him real quick.
He's right here, right in front of Chris Cinnamon. He just right off there. And
really, yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Didn't look like it was anything serious. Just loss of concentration just for a moment there.
What really happens for people who who have not raced any racing games, particularly NASCAR and iRacing games, you touch that grass, it's almost like ice. like it pulls you in, and there is hardly any control from there on out. You're kind of just, it's almost like you're hitting black ice, honestly.
And we almost saw the leader, Gabriel Ellison, leave the track there. Luckily, was able to keep it under control. But yeah, I mean, we mentioned it. This is just, as looks like Derek Mullins came off the track as well. Let's take a look at him. Oh, and this, we were just watching these two, and yeah, just clip the grass there. Leaves the track just for a moment. Let's see if he keeps it controlled there. Looks like he was able to. So yeah, no harm, no foul there. But that was certainly a close
one. The 16 is around. Tony Smith, we were just talking about him. Gets loose off the corner. Oh,
he looks like he may be on the pit road.
Yeah, I believe it's on accident, though. I'm not sure.
All right, let's go back and, well, it happened before that, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, just lost control right before pit road. I'm wondering if maybe he meant to come down pit road and just had an accident in the process.
A lot of guys are catching some tough breaks here so far tonight. So far, looks like Greg Wellen and Max Steck are two drivers that are out at the moment. Brandon Bullock is 2 laps down in the number 28. And so far, Josh Bonwell sitting in 8th position. Not bad for how he started the race. He's actually passed people with how his car's been handling, so kudos to him. And here we're riding on board with Gabriel Ellison, just kind of taking it nice and smooth here. He just ran his best lap last time by. Ooh,
and you hear, I mean, you can hear how easy he is on the throttle. I mean, there's really not a whole lot of places that you can go full throttle. Look, I mean, you hear those tires squealing too. I mean, it's just, you really have to be careful here at Road Atlanta. This is a tough road course. And I don't think that these Xfinity cars are really built to drive on a track like this, but they're trying to make it work.
I do believe they said before the update came out, it drove pretty well, but then the new season came out and kind of destroyed it.
This has really come down to a three-car race right now. You've got Gabriel Ellison continues to lead, Clinton Snead in second, and Rhett Tucker in third. It looks like we do have a good battle for fourth, though. Clinton Castleberry and Casey Herring currently right close to each other for that fourth position.
Yeah, I've been watching this for a couple of laps, Alan, and it's almost like a cat and mouse game at the moment. But they're doing a great job, and I believe Casey Herring's just waiting for Castleberry to mess up and make his move. But we both know that Castleberry is a very solid driver, so he rarely makes mistakes. But this track is different than everybody's used to, so we'll see if he can keep that fourth position.
It looks like Tony Smith is continuing to have a tough go up it, as I believe he's going to have an issue right here. And yep, goes around. Okay, so no damage. So nothing too bad, just a short spin right there.
You know, Alan, the only thing that's unfortunate though is I've been in this position where if things like this keep happening to you, you really get frustrated.
Oh, definitely.
In these kinds of races.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and it looks like Lumpkin or something's wrong with Casey Herring.
Oh, he's off the track.
I saw him dropping on the leaderboard, so I wasn't sure.
See if we can go back and see what happened to him. Oh, got back on the throttle just a little bit too soon. Doesn't look like, if he hit the tire barrier, it was just a little tap, so not too bad it appears to be, but Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of time lost right there, and that's time you're not going to get back in this one.
That's unfortunate. He was having a great battle for 4th place. Now he's dropped all the way back to 10th. And it looks like he's pretty much...
Sorry, Tim. Go ahead.
No,
Taking a look at
just pretty much... Oh.
Oh, my goodness. Go ahead.
He's back up to speed. Looks like he doesn't have much damage from that incident.
Taking a look at the 4 of Justin Lumpkin. He's about a second ahead of Dylan Falovich, so good little battle going on right there. As the front 2 seem to have distanced themselves from Clinton Snead. He's actually, that's because Clinton Snead did go off track, and so does the 4 of Justin Lumpkin. Unfortunate incident there. In a second, we'll take a look at Clinton Snead, see what happened to him. He was in 3rd place, sitting comfortably. And, oh, yep, got a little bit loose heading into that turn. Fortunately, did not hit anything, but obviously that is going to cause a lot of time out there on the track.
But it is lap 7, so in 3 laps, we will get a competition caution because the end of stage 1 will be over.
Saw somebody on there, Brandon Bullock. Actually, no, that was Brandon Tucker. It sounded like his tires were sliding as if he was about to go off the track. But I think he did a nice job of hanging on to it.
Yeah, Brandon Bullock's off the track.
Take a look and see what happened to him. So far in this one. And looks like he might have locked up the brakes there, and yep, just got a little bit off, got a little bit.
Good save.
Yeah, not enough braking going into that turn. That turn right there seems to be quite a struggle for a lot of these guys.
And looks like something happened to Mullins. I know I've been watching him. He's been getting he's been running over some cones. Now Casey Herring gets around him.
Yeah, let's take a look at Mullins here. Yep.
Yep.
Too much momentum. A lot of off tracks.
You'd think we were at a 4x4 event. And now it looks like he's about to pass Herring back.
Yeah, I think Rhett Tucker might be struggling a little bit. He was, staying with Ellison, but now his 5 seconds back, and that gap does seem to be increasing.
Now, I will say that they also said after 3 laps, there's significant tire fallout. So at this point, we are 8 laps into this, waiting for that first caution to come out for the end of segment 1.
Yeah, really looking at the only battle going on right now is between Casey Herring and Derek Mullins right behind him. Everybody else has really distanced themselves quite a bit. But yeah, Mullins right there behind him. This is going to turn into a good battle here in just a moment.
And this is for 8th position. Right now, surprisingly enough, it looks like Tony Smith is still on the lead lap.
Yeah, I'm guessing he is in danger of going a lap down, though, because he's 1 minute and 26 seconds behind. You see the lap time just on the bottom left of your screen. Casey Herring's last lap time was 1 minute 34, so Tony Smith probably in danger of going a lap down here. Looks like Herring has been able to distance himself a little bit, so he's going to be able to hang on to that 8th place position. We'll take a look at Tony Smith real quick. And yeah,
I see him just in the back right there.
Yep. So that is the leader behind him, Gabriel Ellison. So Tony Smith is going to try to hang on until this competition caution comes out. Big question is, will he be able to stay on the track with all that pressure behind him? Now, the good thing is, even if he does fall a lap down, he would be the lucky dog. So Brandon Bullock is certainly hoping that he hangs on to that lead lap position.
Yeah, Ellison has a fast closing rate right now on Tony. And if I was Tony, I think at this point I would just let him go by because I know that on the first car, lead lap down. Or not a lead lap down, a lap down.
looks like Justin Lumpkin is having. Let's go take a look at him, the 4th car there. We had him on camera just a moment ago, and
Whoa!
yep, hit the wall pretty
Oh,
good right there at the very end. And it looks like after that, Clint Snead also hit one track as you see, and I think this is
ooh,
gonna be,
oh,
no, thought that was gonna be some damage,
nice.
but did a good job of locking up the brakes there. Was able to keep his car from to that wall. Let's go back to Gabriel Ellison, leader, 5.5 seconds ahead of Rhett Tucker. But Rhett Tucker, we saw him a couple of laps ago. He was 5 seconds behind, and really he's done a nice job of sticking with Ellison. So this race might not be a dominating one, as Tucker definitely giving him some good competition. Clinton Snead was hanging on to it, early in the 6th car, way back. He is almost 19 seconds behind.
I believe after the caution comes out and these drivers make it to pit road, drivers like Clinton Snead will be able to get back up there and not have an issue, as long as they don't make any mistakes. That's going to be the key. Ellison now going down the long straightaway here. Looks like he's about to catch. Look like
He's
Brandon Bullock again.
Yeah, and Justin Lumpkin isn't too far ahead of him as well. So
yeah, Rhett Tucker is really moving that car around the track.
He is. It's down to he's catching him fast, and that's because the caution came out.
So the caution flag is out. Stage 1 is complete. Gabriel Ellison is your winner for that stage. And Rhett Tucker is going to be coming home in 2nd place. Clinton Snead, 3rd place. That's not bad after everything he's been through. Clinton Castleberry in 4th. Dylan Falovich in 5th. Chris Cinnamon in 6th. Josh Bonwell in 7th. Casey Herring in 8th. Derek Mullins 9th. Justin Lumpkin 10th. Tony Smith in 11th. And Brandon Bullock in 12th. So let me go over the points really quick now that we're on a caution. So right now, your points leader is sitting in 2nd position, Rhett Tucker. He's ahead of Gabriel Ellison by 11 points. Both have 1 win. Gabriel has 3 top 5s, and Rhett has 2 top 5s. So it's Rhett Tucker in 1st, Gabriel Ellison in 2nd in points, Dylan Falovich in 3rd, Dustin Scruggs, who is not here tonight, sitting in 4th. So it looks like Clinton Snead will pass him for 4th position on that. And is Dylan here tonight? Did I see Falovich? Oh yeah, Dylan's in 5th. So Dylan's in 3rd in points, and then Derek Mullins in 6th in points. Justin Lumpkin 7th. Max Steck in 8th. Brandon Bullock 9th. Clinton Castleberry 10th. Robert Richards 11th. Ben Granowski in 12th. Casey Herring in 13th. Casey will gain some good spots due to a couple guys not being in tonight's race. If he can have a solid finish here. Same with Chris Cinnamon. Missing a couple of guys from the past couple of weeks. And it might be because it is a road race. A lot of guys will just be like, a road race will come and they'll be like, nah, not for me. But we have reached pit lane as the drivers come down.
Let's have a pit stop time, so we'll take a look at how long each of them is on pit road. So you see Gabriel Ellison on that first stall there. It looks like everybody does appear to be taking tires.
Look at that pit stop by Rhett Tucker, 14.6. Clinton Snead at a 14.9. And Clinton Castleberry at 13.9. Really fast times out there. Whoa, what's... Gabriel's going off the track. I'm not sure he was paying attention to where he was going.
So everybody will get caught up to the pace car. We're on lap 12 of 50.
I do believe that this time by will be lapped cars going in for the pits. We do want to give a shout out. We've had a couple of technical issues with the stream tonight, but we don't want to forget our sponsors. Want to give a huge shout out to Snead Designs, bringing this entire series to us. It's the Snead Competition Design Xfinity Series. As well, want to give a shout out to our Pole Award, Johnny on the Spot Temporary Site Services. And also want to give a shout out to Buttkicker. And I know Alan knows all about having one of those. Did you use it for the 24 hours?
Oh, yeah, you know I did.
Ah, I knew it.
Now, I did have to have it cut down a little bit to not, disturb the neighbors. My stint began pretty much right at midnight. And so, you definitely don't want to wake up neighbors in the middle of the night. But, yeah, it's awesome. You feel so much more of the car, and it just helps with the immersion. It's awesome to have a butt kicker just give you all that force feedback. And, yeah, it's just awesome to use.
So you started at midnight. What time did you finish your first stint?
So my brother and I did 4-hour stints. Both in virtual reality, by the way. So, yeah, it's a lot of time spent, but it's well worth it. I mean, those endurance races are my favorite races. The Daytona 24, Nürburgring 24, the Le Mans 24, just all of them. So much fun. And, yeah, it's just so much fun to be a part of a team and, not just have to sit there and worry about hot laps. You also have to, worry about keeping the car on the track as much as anything. If you can keep your car on the track, your chances of winning are pretty good, because at some point just about every team out there is going to make a mistake. And so, yeah, if you have iRacing but you've never done one of those endurance races, I highly recommend it. It's awesome.
When's the next one?
So they have the Bathurst 12 hours next month. Pretty much around this time next month, and then Sebring 12 hours is the month after that, and then the Nürburgring 24 is at the end of April. So yeah, a lot of endurance racing up ahead in iRacing.
I think I'll make Sebring my inaugural. Can't even say that word. Road race, because I go there about twice a year pretty much for Ferrari, so that would be pretty cool because I know the track. So
I will say this, that is a tough track to be making your endurance racing debut. That's considered by many to be the toughest one of all the endurance races. Oh yeah, not a lot of room to pass, a pretty narrow track overall. Yeah, it's a tough one.
That's true. Yeah, that last corner there heading towards the airport is pretty wild. But we're just waiting for these guys to go back green. I'm unsure what corner we're in. Green flag is back out right now. Ellison gets a great start. Rhett Tucker right there, though. See if these guys can keep things clean heading here into turn one. Everybody's checking up pretty well.
Yeah, much better start so far than we saw at the start of the race.
But things could get really... Look at how tight Tucker is right there on Ellison's bumper. And they're slowly putting space between themselves and Clinton Snead. Clinton Snead, I believe, is probably going to take this stint a little, not so aggressively, because we saw what happened last time where he was just running into a lot of problems. And now he's kind of like, okay, it's 10 more laps. Let me just get through this and then focus on that last 30 laps.
Yeah, you see a little bit of space between him and Rhett Tucker, but yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think he's going to take it a little easier this time, not wear out those tires, not get on track, or excuse me, off tracks, and you know, really try to keep that car from wearing down.
But so far, great start by everybody this time around, and even Josh Bonwell with all that damage, he's sitting in 7th position in that number 56. Really doing a great job wheeling that thing around after the green flag dropped, hit that inside wall really hard. I didn't think he was going to be able to get that car. Oh, and Mullins, what a save. Fantastic job on that save.
Speaking of close ones, we did have Brandon Bullock go off the track, so let's see what happened there. And yeah, just went into that turn, way too much momentum, and we've seen that a lot so far. Just a lot of guys struggling to break enough to get through these turns, as Tony Smith has also gone off the track, it looks like. We'll take a look at the replay here. Oh, this is going to hurt. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's not good for your car.
Yeah. Any car. But hey, it got him set up for this corner pretty nicely, I have to say. Back here, also, Josh Bonwell made a pass while we were looking at those replays. Now he's up to 6th position, only about 1.2 seconds off of Casey Herring, sitting in 5th position. I really, you know, after this race, if he can finish this thing in the top 5, he definitely has to get the best driver award for this race if he pulls that off.
Yeah, definitely the best comeback driver for this race.
Yes.
Yeah, his car was not looking too good.
But here you see Herring's just right in front of him. He's got his lead over him down to about 0.7, 0.5. He's really reeling him in. And, you know, maybe that damage is actually helping him get through these corners, because I've experienced that a couple of times where I got damaged and all of a sudden I was doing better at Martinsville than I was with a full car.
Yeah, you never know with these cars. I mean, you know, theoretically it does make sense that going, you know, maybe your car not being quite as up to speed can actually help you in the turns a little bit. I would think that the aerodynamics would kind of prevent that from happening, as we've had multiple cars leave the track lately. Let's take a look at some of these. The 48 of Dylan Falovich looks like he's going to run into some problems right about here. Yep, gets loose. Doesn't look like he has any damage, so that's good. And Brandon Bullock, we've mentioned his name quite a bit. He left the track, and yeah, this could. Yeah, a little bit of.
Not bad.
Ooh, we might have said that a little too early as the tree gets in the way.
I can't see.
And it's okay. He gets back on. Okay, so it's the same incident, but he was considered going off the track twice, which he technically did right there. So yeah, doesn't look like he had any more damage, so that's fortunate for him.
Yeah, I believe he actually just missed that. So great job. Rhett Tucker is in the lead.
Oh wow, so we'll go back and take a look at that in just a moment. But yeah, that just happened. Rhett Tucker, your new leader.
And Clinton Snead right there behind him, not far. Like, they've got a 7-second lead over 4th place, which I imagine eventually here shortly will be overtaken by Josh Bonwell. That battle is going on. Ooh, Ellison overdrives it a little bit there.
Yeah, let's go back and take a look at the pass, as Ellison was down low, and yeah, Tucker took advantage of it. Ellison was not able to keep that momentum going into that final turn right here, and yeah, took advantage of it. Good job by Rhett Tucker.
And now he's kind of putting distance between him and Ellison and Clinton Snead. Lap 17 of 50 here. Looks like Dylan Falovich just passed Justin Lumpke. You guys can see the ticker on your left side here. Whenever it goes green, that means the driver just passed, and if it goes red, that means that driver just lost a position. So even though we're not watching them, you can still see who's moving where and what's going on with them.
Yes, we have some good battles going on back here. This is the battle for 5th. Josh Bonwell,
Fourth.
actually, excuse me, yeah, it's 4th between Josh Bonwell and Casey Herring. Bonwell continuing to try to move through the field, trying to redeem himself. You see how bent up the front of that car is, but he's saying, oh well, keep on going.
And Clinton Castleberry just went around Chris Cinnamon there, right behind them. We pretty much have a battle from 4th all the way back to 7th. And wow, just Josh is all over the back end of Casey here. He's just waiting for him to make a mistake.
And on the bottom right of your screen, you see Bonwell's dashboard right now. So they're flirting with the 100-mile-an-hour speed. Actually, yeah, it gets up to about 125 before they have to get on the brakes hard here in this straightaway.
And he's going to complete that pass.
Yep, nice job.
Fantastic job by Josh Bonwell. Now up to 4th position. Question is, if this next restart, if he can get a good start, could he stay with the leaders? That is going to be what's going to be interesting to find out. And if he has any optional damage, is he going to take it?
Yeah, we're looking at Casey Herring, Clinton Castleberry just behind him. They're going to battle for position here, and luckily able to keep from going side by side. You never want to be side by side going into a chicane, so they definitely did a good job. Clinton Castleberry, I think he could have tried to force the issue, but he decided not to, and that was definitely the wise decision.
But I believe that he is showing that he wants to get around him as soon as possible, because Clinton probably believes he has something for Josh and could take away that 4th position if he can get around Casey.
Yeah, meanwhile, we'll go back to the front real quick. Rhett Tucker and Gabriel Ellison still fighting for that lead. As looks like they're putting a car a lap down. I believe that is that Tony Smith.
Yes.
Okay, so Tony Smith in the
16.
In the 16. That's right. I was looking at the wrong number.
So Tony Smith, right now, if the caution, well, when the caution does come out, he will be your first car a lap down, and he'll get that lucky dog award. And Brandon Bullock, oh, he's just gonna miss it one more time.
Ooh, you heard that tire slide right there just for a moment, and that does allow Ellison to close just a little bit more. Might be battling for the lead here in this next turn. We'll see.
Oh,
but
sorry,
Ellison.
I was watching. Cinnamon got a little sideways, but he saved it. I'm still watching the battle back there for 5th, 6th, and 7th. As Castleberry still trying really hard to get around Casey.
Yeah, he's just not quite able to get that speed coming out of the turns. That's what you want. Oh, yeah, he got a little loose right there as well, heading into the chicane. But yeah, that's what you want at a road course. You're willing to go into a turn a little bit slower if it means coming out of the turn with more momentum. That's what you want, especially going onto a straightaway. And that's what these guys are trying to do.
And back here up front, Rhett Tucker still leads Gabriel Ellison by 0.3 tenths of a second. Hundredths. I don't know why I said tenths.
Yep, had some trouble there, and he's going to get past.
Side by side. Ellison, but he doesn't have it cleared yet. He's going to battle him hard here. It's not going to be an easy pass. Oh, he's trying to pinch him. They're touching.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh my goodness!
Oh no!
And that did bring the caution out.
It was the final. It was for the stage ending.
It was the end of the stage. Wow!
Unbelievable. I am not sure who won that stage. to be completely honest. And that is really bad damage for Gabriel Ellison. Tucker, I believe, is going to get away with it, but Gabriel Ellison really nailed that wall head on.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go back and take a look.
What a wild finish to
my
stage
goodness.
2 here at Road Atlanta. That was some awesome battling.
So they were able to get through the turn, but racing for the line. Yeah, I think Ellison took it, but paid the price in the end as he had way more damage there. We'll have to find a way to slow this down. Let's take a look. Let's take a look from the blimp view. Well, and now I believe Tucker did take it.
Oh, I don't. We may have to get confirmation on that. I'm going to step down and find out really quick. Yeah, got confirmation. Tucker brings that home. Oh, man. But that is some really bad damage for Ellison.
Yeah, as you can see, Ellison. So so they did keep their order when the caution did come out. So Ellison, you see, in second behind Rhett Tucker. Don't believe there was any payback or anything. So just good hard racing. But unfortunately, it did look like Tucker got just a little bit loose once they got to the straightaway. He ended up going to the right, got right into Ellison, and both of them did get damaged, but Ellison definitely got the worst of the two. So just an unfortunate series of events. The good news is that Josh Bonwell has proven that you can have damage and still work your way through the field. So this might not be as big of a deal as we think it might be.
That's true, but I just the way that Ellison nailed that wall, it just hit a little different than what Bonwell dealt with. But we will, like you said, we will see. And I'm interested to see who is he going to fix some of that damage or not.
Yeah, that is a good question. Do you just come right off of pit road as soon as those tires are switched, or do you let the damage get repaired? It looks like he is going to choose to get that damage repaired.
Also, he may have required. We don't know that.
That's a good point.
So
maybe. I don't know. I don't think he hit the wall hard enough for required. I would not. You have to hit the wall pretty good to have required damage. But you never know.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, it's iRacing. It's
yeah,
there could have been a net code with the wall. But look at that. Clinton Snead out in first place. Josh Bonwell second. Casey Herring in third. Clinton Castleberry fourth. Dylan Falovich fifth. Chris Cinnamon sixth. Derek Mullins seventh. Justin Lumpkin eighth. Rhett Tucker all the way to ninth position. 40.7 second pit stop. So he goes from winning the stage to all the way back to ninth position. That is huge. And Gabriel Ellison's at about a minute and a half on pit road.
Yeah, and you know that both of those guys are frustrated, but you know what? We're going to see some intense racing here. You've got a racetrack that's pretty difficult to just get around on your own, much less trying to get past people. So, yeah, I mean, I think you're going to see some aggressive moves here for the second half of this race. It should be a really fun one.
This is going to be an interesting start. This could be the wildest restart that we're going to see all night right here.
I'll tell you what, Brandon Bullock has had a rough go of it, but he was Actually, no, he was on the lead lap, so it looks like he chose to stay out. So he will get the wave around to get that lap back. So very fortunate for him. He has left the track a ton of times in this one. One thing that we can actually do is show you the number of off tracks for some of these guys, and so we will show you that as you see that number at the very end. You see Bullock 15x. So for those of you who don't know, iRacing has an incident system. So you get a 1x for leaving the track at any point. You get a 2x if you hit the wall with enough force, and then if you make enough contact with another car, you get charged with a 4x. So
You sound a little low, Alan.
excuse me, let me turn that up there. There you go. So
There we go.
So Bullock has gotten up to a 15x, but Mullins is actually the leader in incidents with a 16x. But as you can see, everybody has had an incident of some kind, whether that's just leaving the track or making contact with another car. And so, yeah, I mean, again, that's why we said it at the beginning. It's all about keeping your car damage-free and keeping it on the track. That is the most important thing. And, you know, really you see up at the front, Clinton Snead and Josh Bonwell, they haven't been at the front. And Bonwell's the one with all that damage, and yet he's only had a 3x. So, you know, he has damage, but otherwise has done a nice job of keeping that car under control.
Yeah, so it looks like Ellison was in the pits for about 2 minutes. My guess is he was fixing damage that he wanted to get fixed. So this will be... He's not caught up to the field yet. Pace lights are off. We're going to be going green here very momentarily. And the green flag is out.
Yeah, and this is going to be an interesting turn one here. You see these cars bunched up together.
Everybody gets on the brakes nice and smooth. Clinton Snead to the lead. Josh Bonwell right behind him.
It looks like Tony Smith has had an issue already. We'll go back in just a moment. And yeah, just heard more contact. Dylan Falovich
and Castleberry, hard contact, but they both are still going.
So let's take a look at Tony Smith real quick. He was all by himself.
Oh. He's missing the whole hood.
Yeah, he is topless. And let's go. All right, so let's go. We switched on him spinning there, and oh yeah, hard contact right there. Just went into that turn a little, kind of took a little bit of a shortcut there, but otherwise they, like you said, Tim, they were able to keep it going. As we go back to live, Clinton Snead with that lead.
Lap 24 of 50 from here on out. There's no more competition cautions. This is the final stage. So everything that happens in this stage is significant. You go off the track, even for a half a second, it's costly. And you see Clinton Snead has a pretty good lead over Josh Bonwell right now, but Josh Bonwell, I feel like, really and gets a little loose right there. Oh, looks like I see smoke. Yep, Falovich and Cinnamon.
Yeah, I think we've had an issue involving a couple different cars. We'll take a look here. Rhett Tucker and Dylan Falovich left the track at pretty much the same time. And yeah, there you go.
No.
They both overshot that turn. They were battling for position, and that's what can happen.
I think Tucker was afraid that he was going to get hit because the car had disappeared. And so now he's back there. Gabriel Ellison, the two guys that have been dominating this race, Gabriel Ellison sitting in 9th and Rhett Tucker sitting in 6th. How far are they off from the leader? Okay, so they're about 10 seconds back and 15 seconds back. So unless something major happens, it's going to be so difficult for them to make up that kind of time.
Yeah.
But it's not impossible.
Right. And with a road course, you just never know. Because like I said, all it car could be a lap ahead of everybody else. But if they're aggressive enough, they leave the track, they nail the wall, and end up having to get damage repaired, or they're flat out too damaged to continue, anybody's race at that point. So you just never truly know what can happen.
But now pretty much everybody's pretty spread out. Not too many battles at the moment.
And they'll believe Derek Mullins might have had a big issue here. Let's see. 22 Mullins. Well, no, didn't have damage, but yeah, he chose to have that car towed to the pits. So I think that he might have had enough of this one.
And that'll happen. It's very difficult. It's by no means are these road races easy. Even the tracks that NASCAR travels to, now we're getting more road races this year. But just now you saw it on your screen, Rhett Tucker just passed Chris Cinnamon for 5th place. So Rhett Tucker's actually closing the gap. He was about 11 seconds back. He is now 9.7 back. He has plenty of time to shave a lot more time off here for the rest of this game. But as I was saying, even just the simple Watkins Glen or Sonoma Raceway, those are very difficult tracks. Because at the Glen, you got that first turn that it's almost like a 90-degree turn right there at the end. And Tucker is right there on Casey Hearing's bumper. And that is for 4th position. And Casey's going to let him have it.
Had enough of that one. Just let him go by. I knew he was faster, but yeah.
And
you mentioned
Josh Bonwell just passed for the lead. I think Clinton Snead had an issue because he is now.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, something's happened to Clinton.
He left the track a couple times. Let's go back and take a look. I think he had a big time issue. He left the track several different times. Yeah, went into the grass right there, spins the car around. Yeah, he.
Hits the wall.
That's a tough one. It looks like Tony Smith also left the track as well just now. We'll take a look at that. Yeah, as you can tell by his car, he is having a rough go of things. Oh yeah, when you hit that tire wall, that's never fun. You'd rather hit it than the metal wall, but still, it's still not fun.
So Clinton Snead, as we said, anything can happen. Now 11 seconds behind the leader when he was just leading. And now a driver who, from the beginning, wrecks as soon as the green flag comes out, now 7 seconds in the lead over Clinton Castleberry. Now, also, don't look in your mirror because Rhett Tucker is on a mission.
Yeah, Rhett Tucker is flying right now.
He is. Do we have lap times for the leader and him?
We can go to their last lap time.
Okay, perfect.
129.40 to a 129.06. So yeah, he is. Rhett Tucker a little bit slower of a lap, or excuse me, that was a quicker lap time, and he was even behind Castleberry.
Clinton Snead again having issues.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like he had contact with the wall, so we'll go back and take a look at that in a second, as well as Brandon Bullock did have some issues too. So let's go back and take a look at Bullock here. Yep, just loses control there. Oh no, it didn't.
Good save.
Now let's go back and take a look at Clinton Snead. I believe it's that same turn.
Oh, yep.
Didn't hit anything. Oh. Okay, still didn't hit anything, so I think he's okay. But again, a lot of time lost when that happens.
Yeah, and he's got to be frustrated because he knows that he put in a lot of practice, and he was leading when it started to happen, and now he's fallen all the way back to 8th position here. And now Josh Bonwell just ran a 130.2 with Rhett Tucker running a 128.9. Wow. Almost a 2-second difference here. He is down. He's got the gap down to 6 seconds. And I don't think I've ever seen anyone drive so hard before. Like, Red Tucker is like, this is my race to win. I'm coming to get it.
Yeah, and the big question will be, once he does get to Bonwell, will he have used up those tires? I think he's quick enough to where even if his tire wear isn't as good, he has shown that he has the speed to take that lead, as looks like he might have had some issues there. But still, he has definitely been closing the gap. Yeah, he definitely lost some time there. He's almost back to 7 seconds now. But, you know, that might be an indication that his tires might be fading just a bit. And the more you lock up those tires, the more you slide them, the worse off your car is going to be in the long run.
And somebody else on the move, Gabriel Ellison, up to 5th position. Still 14 seconds back, but, I mean, don't count him out yet.
Yeah, definitely doing a nice job of working his way up. I don't think that he's going to be able to get all the way up there without there being some kind of issue with the leaders. But as we've seen, you just never know.
Oh, and there's an issue with Rhett Tucker. He's dropped to 5th.
Yeah, he went into pit.
Oh, he's taking his pit stop now. Oh, and the 48's off the track. And it looks like Clinton Castleberry is also in the pits. They do have to pit. Now, these guys, the question is, are they going to take tires?
Let's go back and take a look at Tony Smith. It looks like he lost control yet again a moment ago. And yep, right there. Just that one turn, a lot of drivers having issues there. We did have Falovich go off track as well. Oh, he went off track bad there.
Yeah. Trying to get back on track, but it's very difficult. So right now, Bonwell has a 12-second lead over second place. Tucker is falling back to 7th. Are we able to see how long his pit stop was?
Yeah, we can take a look at that.
So Rhett Tucker, it looks like he took tires.
Yeah, it looks like everybody. Now that's each driver's last pit stop, so that could be going back
Yes.
to the caution. As you can see, Gabriel Ellison definitely didn't have a green flag 2-minute stop. But yeah, I believe as speaking of Ellison, looks like he has made the pass for second.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, still 12 seconds back, but still plenty of time. Have over 19 laps remaining.
The question is going to be when Josh goes to pits and Gabriel goes to pits, because Tucker is already gone. So Tucker is now going to be in a situation where he's going to be cutting those lap times down fast.
And as you can, so here's the last 5 laps between Bonwell and Ellison. So you can see Bonwell was the faster in lap 26, 27, 28. But since Ellison has made that pass, look at the amount of time that he has closed on Bonwell. Almost 2 seconds in just 2 laps. So he is going to be up there before we know it.
I believe this lap's going to be pretty much a stagnant because he's still 12.7, 0.8 seconds back, 12 and a half. So we're going to see how this lap ends, but doesn't look too promising for Gabriel Ellison, honestly. So right now, looks like Rhett Tucker's 35 seconds back, sitting in 7th position right now. Oh, Ellison really trying to cut that corner. lap 32 of 50. Want to give a huge shout out to Snead Designs for bringing this series to us. This is you guys are watching the Snead Competition Design Xfinity series here at Road Atlanta. Also want to give a shout out to Buttkicker, and we also want to give a shout out to our Pole Award, Johnny on the Spot Temporary Site Services. I want to thank all the sponsors that bring this race to you guys week in and week out. And you guys are not going to want to miss next week. Next week, we travel to Indianapolis, where we're going to be doing 80 laps at Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the oval track. So it'll be just like the Brickyard and the Indy 500. And that's one of my favorite tracks, not only because that's where I'm from, but it's just, to me, it's a very unique and fun track because you're driving in a square. You're not driving in a circle.
Yeah, it's all right. No, it's one of those, it's a lot of fun to drive when you're watching it.
Looks like
sometimes it can...
Bonwell just put Tony Smith a lap down as Gabriel Ellison's now 11 seconds back. And Rhett Tucker is 31 seconds back. So in about a lap and a half, he has gained almost 6 seconds on your leader. So I can't help to wonder what that's going to look like once everybody else finally goes to the pits.
Yeah, that's very true, and just have to wait and see how this fuel strategy is going to work out. Not even going to try to take a guess at who's going to end up in front when all is said and done, because then you have to worry about the tires. The ones who went in earlier, they're going to have the older tires. The ones who are waiting or giving up track position now, but they'll have new ones. You just never know how these things work out.
Tucker looks like he's getting really annoyed with Falovich here, trying to get around him, and there he goes, finally going to let him by. That really held him up. He lost about a second and a half just because he was trying to get around Falovich. So now, yeah, look, he's running a minute 28-second lap times, while I believe the leaders are running about a 131, 132. And that is unfortunate as well, because you get annoyed with yourself because now you got a plan, and now you got to rethink your plan. And Rhett Tucker is already shaved off those 2 seconds that he lost.
And it looks like Brandon Bullock continues to struggle. Yeah, locks up the brakes there. Just nothing. It's a helpless feeling when you go into a turn. You go for the brakes. You know that you've got to slam them at that point, and it's a terrible feeling.
Oh no! The leader's off the track.
That is the leader, Bonwell. He is struggling right now, and you're going to see that lead shrink as Gabriel Ellison. Oh my goodness! Look at all that time.
Oh, look at it drop.
Wow.
When's it going to level out? I'm not sure.
It looks like it finally has. He's finally able to get going again, but that could be the difference right there. You do not want to let Gabriel Ellison back in this one, and Bonwell's continuing to struggle.
He's going to need to go into the pits this time, because right now Casey Herring just went into the pits, as well as Clinton Snead and Tony Smith. It's lap 35 of 50. You get those tires, and you're going to have almost, I want to say 9 lap better tires than Rhett Tucker. And Gabriel Ellison now under 7 seconds behind your leader.
Let's take a look at Justin Lumpkin while we have a short break in the action. Oh, he's going in with a lot of speed. I don't think this is going to end well. Oh, nope, no, never mind. Just overshoots it a little bit too much. He's able to keep it going. Okay, yeah, no harm, no foul.
Bonwell's lead now falling to around 5 seconds, and Rhett Tucker now into third position. Oh, and Ellison's off the track. Ellison overshoots that entire corner.
So he's going to be able to keep going, but he's going to have a slowdown. So when that happens, you do have to let off the throttle for a certain amount. It compares the time that you gained to your normal lap time, and it slows you down based off of that. So even though he ended up being able to kind of cut the track a little bit there, he does have to serve a slowdown penalty there.
And still waiting. Chris Cinnamon now into pits.
Let's take a look at Justin Lumpkin here. He had an issue, it looks like. Yep, locks up the brakes there, leaves the track again. And, almost had an issue there coming off a pit road. But luckily,
that was close.
Yeah, luckily nobody makes contact there. Yeah, that's a close call there.
Right now, Ellison.
And yeah, you see, he had that deficit was down to 5.5 seconds, but because of that slowdown penalty, he is currently 6.7 seconds behind. As Bonwell's been able to distance himself a little bit, he's still gaining a little bit more time on Ellison.
I'm really interested to see what's going to happen once these guys go in, because I don't think Rhett Tucker has shaved off as much as he needs to really be effective, because these guys are going to come out, and now Gabriel Ellison is in pits, but these guys are going to come out essentially, and now Rhett Tucker's 22 seconds back. So something happened to Rhett Tucker? Oh, no, I think just things were catching up. Okay. So essentially, like, typical pit stop will be 14 some on seconds. So, and Rhett Tucker's 16 behind. So it's going to depend.
Yeah, but you also
and on older tires.
You also have to consider the time it takes for them to drive onto and off of pit road. That's more time lost there. So we can actually take a look at that for the total time of their last pit. Actually, that's the amount of pit stops, but we can also look at pit lap. So, nope, that's excuse me. Okay, here we go. Pit lane time is what we're trying to look at. So if you look at that,
okay,
yeah. So actually, around
that's a long time.
Seconds are spent on pit road. So yeah, you end up spending a lot more time than you realize on pit road when you go.
Wow. So Josh Bonwell is going to come out maybe 30 some on seconds behind the leader of Rhett Tucker. So that really changes the game. And but I think it's a good call, because Bonwell's going to be able to turn laps that Tucker can't touch. But maybe Bonwell's doing some crazy thoughts in his head, and he's going to try to extend it this whole way.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea. But let's go back and take a look at his last lap on pit road. It was lap 21, so that was 17 laps ago. I don't know. I don't think that's enough time. I don't think that you can have enough fuel.
I don't think so either.
So yeah,
that's way more laps than I even anticipated.
So yeah, definitely think that we're going to see him have to make another stop before all said and done.
And Tucker is just slowly eating away at that lead.
Looks like the battle for third is on. Clinton Castleberry and Gabriel Ellison within about 2 seconds of each other. So we'll see if Ellison can get back up there again. Ellison has led the most laps. Really was pretty dominant in the first two segments, but at the end of stage 2, was involved in that incident with Rhett Tucker battling for the lead to end the segment. And so, yeah, he is still trying to recover from that. Spent 2 minutes on pit road getting damage repaired. So he is, I don't think he has a shot to win this race, but still has an opportunity to put together maybe a podium finish, a top 3.
Which I would be interested to speak to him at the end of the race, just because I imagine he is very frustrated because he had the car to beat. Him and Tucker had the car to beat tonight. In my non-biased opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question. They were really putting a lot of distance from the rest of the field pretty much. Other than Clinton Snead. Clinton Snead was doing a nice job of trying to stick with them, but yeah, the battle was really between those two, and man, once that happened, we just knew for a fact that it was anybody's race at that point. Looks like Chris Cinnamon has had an issue. Let's go back and take a look at him real quick, and yeah, nothing much to that one. Just leaves the track just for a short amount of time, collects it, and gets going again.
And Ellison has really reeled in Castleberry. I believe he's just waiting for that time where either Castleberry messes up or, oh, he is right on his bumper. He's pushing him to the corner. And he's going to go to the inside of Castleberry here, and Castleberry's just going to move over and let him have it. And this time by, Ellison is now down to 34 seconds behind the leader. Since he's come back out, he's gained about 6 to 7 seconds on the leader. And that means also he's reeling in Rhett Tucker. Now with 10 laps to go, if he can catch Rhett Tucker, do you think it's gonna be a tough battle?
I think so. I think so. I think all bets are off if they can get right there with each other. Now Ellison he's coming up strong. His last lap was a 129.92, but Rhett Tucker's last lap was a 129.14. So Tucker is a little bit quicker than him right now, but Ellison seems to be holding strong. He is continuing to close that gap.
Why did Tucker was 11 seconds back? He's now 19 seconds back.
Oh, you're right. He had an issue. Let's take a look here. Oh, hits that curb hard and loses control.
Man.
That could change everything.
Wow.
This is road course racing, ladies and gentlemen. You just never know what can happen. No matter how
I thought maybe it
dominant
was a
someone is,
glitch.
all it takes is one mistake and it becomes anybody's race. That lead is.
Oh, and he's all over the place right now. I'm watching him on my screen, and he just got loose off the corner he was just in, and he is really wheeling that thing. He's doing everything he can inside of that car to get ahead and try to get back everything he lost. He lost about 10 seconds on Josh Bonwell. Now, my question is, if you're Josh, do you push it to the limit? Do you stay out right now?
I don't know.
I just don't know if he saved anything.
Yeah, if he's going to be short on fuel, he's going to be short by several laps. It's not a matter of being able to hang on to it until the very end. He's on pit road now.
Okay, so now the question is, what is he going to take? Because if he does tires, he loses a lot of time. But he also loses time just taking fuel.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, he's going to drop down to, I would say, at least 4th place. So, at this point, I think he's trying to hang on to a top 5. I think we might see him do fuel only. He is taking tires.
No,
tires. Looks like he's taking right side tires only. Interesting.
Only, okay. All right, Bonwell coming right back out. Tucker about 9 seconds ahead of him, but Ellison is right there as well.
I'll tell you what, Bonwell is not out of this. That was an impressive pit
No.
stop.
That is, he could not have chosen a better strategy than right there, because obviously he was doing just fine on those tires. So his thought process is, if I can just get back out there, I might be able to pull this off. Because now he still has better tires than Rhett Tucker. And Rhett Tucker right now is not on his A game, and he is struggling.
Yeah.
But you also have Ellison right behind you that's going to be pressing as well.
Exactly. But those right side tires are going to be a big deal in these final 8 laps. This is going to be interesting.
I don't think I've ever seen a road race where a driver is taking 2 tires only.
Meanwhile, Clint Snead has had an issue. We'll take a look at that real quick. Oh, is there contact? Nope, doesn't look like it. I think getting back on the throttle here, you're going to see him slide. Yes, you do. Loses control just for a moment there. As we start to get to, this race starts to come to a close. Brandon Bullock, he had an issue as well. Oh, I think there's going to be some damage involved this time.
Oh, no. Oh, maybe.
Maybe. Yep.
Yep. Rhett Tucker last lap ran a 1:31.26, while Bonwell ran a 1:51.25. I think that's because he was coming off a pit road, so we'll have to wait till this time. But he has gained on Rhett Tucker, because Tucker was 8 seconds into the lead, and now he's only 6.7. You listen. I don't know what award we're gonna have to give Josh, but he deserves something.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And let's a couple of laps. We'll take a look at the lap history between the two, because I'm really interested in seeing that. Is Bonwell has cut the deficit to 6.7 seconds.
And even Ellison is kind of struggling right now.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
That's Rhett Tucker in the lead. He definitely had some issues there. And that is the last thing that he can afford right now.
Josh cuts the lead down to 6 seconds as they come across the line for lap 45.
But here's the thing. Rhett Tucker does have 2 lapped cars behind him now. Bonwell, those 2 lap cars are ahead of him, so he is going to have to maneuver his way around them. And yeah, I don't know if that might play a factor. That could be the difference in this one.
Well, and I'll tell you, that last lap, Bonwell ran 2 seconds faster than Rhett Tucker. Tucker ran a 1:31, and Bonwell ran a 1:29.
Boy, this is not where you want to run into the lap traffic. You see how much they're slowing him down right now. That could be huge. And Ellison
going to go
re-entering the conversation right behind Bonwell. And that just shows you how good of a car Ellison has. Even with those right side tires for Bonwell, Ellison still giving it all he can handle. They both get loose.
all 3 of them.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like that lap car did leave the
Lumpkin.
track. So
That was almost bad.
So here we go. So 7 seconds is the gap now. Those lap cars are out of the way. Is there enough time?
I think if Rhett, oh gosh, he's really pushing that car right now, and those left side tires are probably like, okay, we've had enough.
Yeah, definitely. But Rhett Tucker, all the pressure's on him right now. I mean, he still has to be able to run clean laps. He can't leave the track. That's the last thing he can afford. This is still a 3-car race. There's no question about that.
Lap 45 of 50 here. Oh, and he's taking out the cones. Wow. It looks like Justin Lumpkin's going into pits this time. The question is, does Ellison feel that Bonwell is holding him up?
And you saw that flash of a car in that turn up ahead just a few moments ago. That was Tucker, so that is the gap. I mean, that's a lot of room that Bonwell still has to make up. Yeah, I'm really curious if Ellison can make that pass. Would he have enough to get back up to Tucker?
The time is ticking, and it's not looking good for either of them at the moment. Because Tucker is now back up to an 8-second lead over these two. This is such good racing, man.
Yeah, like we said, haven't seen a whole lot of road courses here on 10-4 Broadcasting, but man, we'd sure like to do more of this as he leaves the track.
Oh,
and there goes Ellison. Bonwell is going to be out of it for the win. And now the question will be, does Ellison have enough to get up to Rhett Tucker? It's now an 8.5-second deficit. I just don't know at this point that that's going to be possible. He's going to have to really use up those tires now.
This is the best thing that could have happened for Ellison. Worst thing that could have happened for Bonwell, but even if he came home in third place, he's got to be proud of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially considering how damaged that car has been for most of this race. I mean, that's definitely a great recovery by him.
Ellison!
Yeah, Ellison is giving that car all it can handle, trying just to stay on the track. That lost him about half a second. As long as Rhett Tucker doesn't make a mistake, I think he might have this one in the books. But again,
Rhett
that
Tucker
is easier
is
said
catching
than done.
traffic. Yes. Rhett Tucker is catching traffic. He's catching Tony Smith.
Yeah, Tony Smith has had a lot of issues in this race, so the last thing that Rhett Tucker wants right now is for Smith to have one of those issues. Oh, boy.
Woo.
It's a good thing Smith moved over.
If he didn't, I think he was about to get pushed out of the way.
Yeah. But luckily he does, and that was a close call for Rhett Tucker, but he is home free for quite some time. As long as he stays on the track, if he can keep that car going, he doesn't have to be perfect. He doesn't have to put down hot laps right now. All he has to do is keep them clean, have, a halfway respectable lap time, and he's got this one made. So we'll take.
And he's got to stay on the track.
Yeah, exactly. We'll take a look at those laps. So you see the last 3 times for Ellison have been a little bit slower, but still, he still has that comfortable lead. And yeah, I mean, at this point, you're racing the track. You're no longer racing the ones behind you. All you need to do is keep that car on the track, and you've got it made. Yeah, and in fact, I was reading that wrong. So Tucker's last 3 laps have been quicker than Ellison, it appears. So, yeah, I mean.
Oh, I thought that's what you said. Maybe you reversed it, and I didn't.
I believe so. I think I misspoke there, but yeah, Tucker has had a faster 3 laps, I believe. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. I'm not sure. It's a new graphic for us, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and once we totally figure out, it's going to look really nice, and we believe that it'll be the best from here on out.
How's that?
Oh,
how's that for a graphic? I don't know what it means, but we've got it.
Well, what it looks like is lap 42 to 47. That's apparently the gap that they had between each other. Because
sure.
At one point, am I reading that right? Yeah.
I don't know.
I was thinking, Alan, when April comes, if we have a race on April Fool's Day, we gotta either throw my fiance on the microphone to announce the race, or throw somebody else on your side too. So we'll make 2 people that never announced before just announce.
Well, considering one of us has to do the producing too, I'm sure that'll go very well.
It sounds like a match made in heaven to me.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Lap 48 here. He is now almost 10 seconds ahead of Gabriel Ellison. I think Gabriel has pretty much accepted the fact that he is going to come home in second place, pending any issues.
We did have Josh Bonwell have one more issue as he continues to kind of struggle to end this one, even with those fresh right side tires. Yeah, having an issue there, spinning, coming out of that turn, and
that's a
yeah,
good
save though, good save. And we've had more issues right after that. Clinton Snead has crashed, or at least that's what the timing tells us. I doubt that he actually hit anything, but does look like he's going to lose control right here. Oh, he does hit something.
Oh no, he crashed.
Okay. I was going to say, is there going to be contact here? And then Justin Lumpkin has also had an issue. So a lot of cars are going to be limping to the finish line here. Yeah, a lot of them. Oh, this is going to be damage as well. That's unfortunate for him. Yeah, continues to slide.
Oh, from both sides?
Yep, just a little bit. And finally, Brandon Bullock has once again left the track, and don't think there's going to be contact here. Yeah, just decides to cut that chicane, no problem. Save a little bit of time.
Lap 49 here as Tucker continues to just increase that gap over second place. And it's really smooth sailing from here on out. Tucker takes the white flag here, lap 50 here at Road Atlanta. It's been a very interesting race from the segment 2 between him and Ellison, and then just the green flag pit stops, the mistakes that were made by even Tucker during this race. You know, every driver had their challenges, and you know, Ellison probably is not going to be happy with second due to what happened at the end of stage 2, but I'm sure we'll hear about it in the interview.
Yeah, should be some fun ones to interview these top 3 guys, but all 3 of them a well-deserved performance. Podium finish for those 3, and yeah, I mean, just a fun one for these guys. This has really been a pleasure to watch.
And you know what? Now that I go back and I think I lied. I did a Roval broadcast. I think it was our 3rd race that we broadcast ever on this channel. And that was a nightmare because only 5 people showed up. So I can't tell you how boring that was. And there it is. Rhett Tucker's going to bring home the trophy. The checkered flag, the trophy, the bread, the winnings, all of it. And your pole setter, Gabriel Ellison, going to come home in 2nd. And Josh Bonwell looks like he's going to come home in 3rd as he approaches the start-finish line here, coming around that final corner onto the straightaway. And he's going to bring home that podium. And just behind him looks like Clinton Castleberry is going to finish in 4th. Casey Herring in 5th. Clinton Snead had a very tough race. Looks like he's going to bring it home in 6th position. And just behind him is Chris Cinnamon, bringing it home in 7th position. You see Clinton here coming off of that final corner as he approaches that start-finish line. And looking at teammates congratulating each other. Tucker's teammate, Castleberry, drove up to his window. So let's see. Josh and Gabriel. Let's see. All right, so we're going to go ahead and bring up Bonwell. Hey, Josh, Tim, and Alan up here in the booth. What a run for you. You go from pretty much wrecking on the first lap to leading a good portion of this race to finish in third. Tell us how the night went in your perspective.
Oh, I tell you, I'm beat. But man, when that green flag came out, and we were all just kind of shook up from how little time we had to get pacing and get caught up, and then I guess I grabbed the dirt a little too much there and lost it. And I thought, oh, it's gonna be fun now, and had to fight temperatures the whole first run there, and just babied it and kept it together, and wow.
I mean, you did a fantastic job. I mean, you couldn't have asked for after that. I mean, you really didn't know how your car was going to handle because you didn't even get a chance. But how did the car handle the rest of the night?
It really wasn't that much off from any of the practice or anything. The handling was fine. It was just I lost some of my nose there, and just temperatures were hard to fight there in that first run.
Well, you know, congratulations. You get a podium finish, third place. After the night you had, you couldn't ask for a better finish.
Oh, completely agree.
But is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, you guys for putting this on. You do a good job. And the team Turn 4 Motorsports, and Dent Pro, and my mom and girlfriend, and everybody. It was a great night.
Yeah, it was a great night. Next week we head to Indianapolis. Are you looking forward to that?
He's a good track for me.
Oh, well, I guess I know who I'm going to pick next week.
Thank you.
But, well, congratulations, Josh, and we'll see you next week at Indianapolis.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Wow, that was, as you all could see on that replay, I had already forgotten that he got air and pretty much almost flipped over on that start. That was unbelievable the car even ran.
Take a look at it one more time.
Your mic.
Yeah, but yeah, very fortunate to be able to get back into this one, and yeah, I mean that is a car that, I mean, if I was in this race, I probably just would have gone on the pit road, just sat there for a while, get the damage repaired, and just accepted that I'm not going to be in this one. But he did a great job of just staying in it, not giving up, and gets a third place finish because of that.
You know, I really think that because he knew that it was a stage race, that he was like, I just got to last those 10 laps, and then we're going to have a long caution flag, and I should be able to recover from this. So, you know, like you said, hats off to Josh pulling off what he did tonight, third place finish, and that's fantastic. But let's go ahead and talk to Gabriel. Gabriel finished in second place. You look like you're going to be the car to beat. And the end of stage 2, take us through what happened there.
Yeah, man, that was just, you know, I'd pretty much given up on that stage coming down the straight to the last lap, and then I saw him make a mistake in the chicane there, and I saw my shot, and I just figured, you know, I might as well go for it. We're paying like a small amount of money to win the stages and stuff, and I got alongside. I heard him on the throttle on and off. We were both sliding all over the damn place, and I think I watched the replay. He just lost it after the line a little bit, you know, just trying to get that extra speed across the line to get me. He only got me by 9 thousandths, I think, if I remember right. So
Yeah.
it's just, I mean, we were just racing hard, and you know, he got loose after, and I just kind of got the bad end of the deal there.
It almost reminded me of the truck race where a similar situation happened coming down to the win.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, but after that, how did your car handle the rest of the night? Because you were flying out there catching these guys in that third stage after that green flag pit stop.
Yeah, it was a little slow on the straight. I had a minute and 45 seconds of optional repairs after that. So, and the bad part is when I did all the repairs, I actually didn't catch the field before the last restart. I don't know if you saw that or not. I was 10 seconds behind the car in front of me.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I was driving as hard as I possibly could, and I didn't stand it. So that, you know, I think everybody had a couple spins here and there because this car was just an absolute handful. I gave it all I could. I was just hoping he could make one more mistake. Maybe I could get there. But...
Well, hey, bringing home a second place after everything you went through tonight, I'd take it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I had that big wreck, and then I rear-ended lap traffic 3 different times. I think. So between at the end, I had high water temp because I think I smashed my radiator. So between all that, P2's not bad with a car that's this much of a handful. So
Good thing you didn't need aerodynamics at all.
yeah, that's very true. I was afraid a couple more laps I was gonna overheat the bad boy and blow the sky high.
Well, congratulations on second place. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, shout out to Clinton Snead putting on the series here, and thanks to Tim Ford Broadcasting. Y'all are doing great with this. Then thanks to Michael McKinnon, Brady LaBeouf for Nashville there. And go like 423 Racing on Facebook.
Well, congratulations on your second place finish. Next week's Indianapolis. Do you like that track?
Oh yeah, we actually just ran it in the Cup Series yesterday, and I got third. So I feel like I'm not huge on the track. It's very tight, hard to pass, but I think I'll do all right. So.
All right. Well, good luck next week. Congratulations tonight, and we'll see you next week.
I appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Well, I mean, it's things that we don't see, Alan, such as him telling us that he was overheating. Like these guys, they had beat the front ends off of these things.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We saw it with, not only him, but Bonwell as well. When you have that front end damage, you never know what it can truly do to your car. It's kind of a gamble as to whether that damage is just cosmetic or whether it does have an effect on your engine or your radiator. And yeah, you just never truly know until you just see that water temperature number just continue to climb.
Right. It's wow. But great job by those guys getting it done. So let's bring in the man of the hour. What an unbelievable race, Rhett.
Oh.
I mean,
dude, I'm just glad I did the race.
You go from, the end of stage 2, a wild, probably one of my favorite finishes that I'll ever see on iRacing to finish a stage. And you guys are beating and banging down to the line. Take me through that on your perspective.
Well, I get in my head when I'm out front and I screw up super easy, and that's exactly what I did. Going into the S's, coming out, going under the bridge, I got loose. I saw him get a run. I was like, man, I'm totally on defense mode. But he told me he watched the replay and you can even hear both of our cars just on and off the throttle, trying to keep them on the track. That was wild.
I mean, you guys did a great job coming down to that line and staying off of each other. It was awesome to watch up here in the booth.
Cool. That's what the goal is.
Yeah, right. And so then after that, we get into stage 3. Made a couple of mistakes, and honestly thought they were going to cost you the entire race. But what was your strategy in stage 3? Because I know you ended up pitting before pretty much everybody else.
Yeah. I wasn't even sure if we are going to need fuel, but I'm glad I did because right now I only have 1.3 gallons left in my car. So I pitted as early as I could pretty much. But I don't know. My strategy was to get some clean tires and, get a bunch of good laps running by myself. But then comes lap traffic and my mistakes. I spun out in the S's. I've done that in real life too. That's my spot here. I just tried to keep it going as fast as I could.
Well, you bring home the W. That's all that matters. And that'll give you 2 wins on the season. Pretty much it'll give you a good lead in the points heading into next week at Indianapolis. How do you feel about Indianapolis?
Oh, awesome. Last night I got wiped out running a straight line in the Cup race, though, so hopefully it goes better than that.
You sound a little upset and want redemption, and that's okay.
Yeah. Big time. Not happy about it.
Well, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, you guys over at 10 Forward Broadcasting, Clinton Snead putting this on, NASRA, Malware Bytes, Primary Jeeps, Hummers, and Argos, Prosper Engineering, Clint Castleberry, my teammate, for that top 5 finish tonight, and he kind of keeps me, I don't know, cooled down on the radio. 'Cause I'll freak out about stupid stuff. He'll get me back to reality. But yeah, and everybody that watches, thank you guys.
Well, thank you and congratulations on your win tonight. Win number 2 on the season. I expect there's going to be more wins out of the Tucker garage, but
Let's get it. Clint Castleberry won the truck race last week, so he's on a roll.
there you go. So yeah, this the whole organization's on a roll.
Yes, sir.
Well, congratulations, and we'll see you next week at Atlanta at Indianapolis.
Thank you guys. Have a good one.
Well, there you have it, Alan. Just, as you said in the beginning, mental toughness for a race like this. Rhett was talking about how he gets in his head when he gets in the lead, and at this kind of track, that's difficult. You don't want to do that, but it's going to happen.
Well, we gave that graphic shot, didn't quite work out, but yeah. I mean, absolutely. We said it. It's a battle. It's all about keeping your car on the track, and this is live, by the way. They are still doing burnouts out there. So, but yeah, that's
Tucker's
awesome.
taking this
Yeah,
in.
Rhett Tucker is definitely enjoying himself right now. But yeah, just an awesome race here tonight, and yeah, just action-packed the entire time.
Yeah, and it looks like Clinton Snead ended up finishing in 6th. We'll just take you a quick rundown. Rhett Tucker finishing in 1st, Gabriel Ellison 2nd, Josh Bonwell in 3rd, Clinton Castleberry 4th, Casey Herring in 5th, Clinton Snead 6th, Chris Cinnamon 7th, Justin Lumpkin in 8th, Tony Smith in 9th, Brandon Bullock in 10th, Dylan Falovich. Not a good points night for him. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up in the points. Who was just leading the points a couple weeks ago in 11th place. Derek Mullins in 12th, Max Steck in 13th, and Greg Wellen in 14th. But next week, Alan, Indianapolis, go back to ovals. Should be fun.
Yeah, definitely. Indy is, it's a track. You're not going to see as many off tracks as we saw here, obviously, but you are going to see cars that when they hit, they're going to hit hard. And, it's
Yes.
all about saving tires while also being fast, and it should be a fun one.
Well, that's all we have here at 10-4 Broadcasting. You want to give one more shout-out to all the sponsors. Johnny on the Spot, temporary site services for that pole award, Snead Designs, and also Buttkicker. So thank you to all the sponsors. We want to thank everybody watching. We'll be back next week for Indianapolis, 8 p.m., same time, right here on YouTube. And from all of us here at 10-4,